Here it is, the Ninja 400 KRT edition. Got a pipe on it. We're fixing to go ride it. Stay with me, you don't want to miss this. The first thing you'll notice is this display. 36 miles on the range. I better put some gas in it. It's got your clock, your gear indicator, your speed. This bike actually has 2,234 miles on it. Let's get this thing started up. These 400s and 500s are super hard to find. So what you pay for them is almost what you can get for them when you trade them in. Huge thank you to Plano Kawasaki that allows me to bring y'all all these first rides. We're going to see today, make sure I'm getting all this in the viewfinder. We're going to see today, I have rode a 24 500. So we're going to see today if my butt, the butt dyno I call it, can tell a difference in the 400 and 500. Both of these, the 400 and the 500, are like 300, I think they're 366 pounds. And I do have a video on the new Ninja 500, which I was greatly impressed with. This is a KRT edition, and this is actually a 22 model. Well, thank you, sir. This is actually a 22 model with 2,200 miles, and I'll get off of it up here and walk around it. It does have a pipe on it. It's got the crash guards. This bike has never been down. Sometimes when you put a pipe on them and you don't flash them, they actually end up losing power, but we'll talk about that in a second. Let's get out here and go. Turn our blinker on. Your blinkers are there. You'll push to cancel it. So here we go. This thing stock gets about 46 miles a gallon. Now I will tell you, from that first impression, yeah, I think I can tell a little bit of difference. Even with the pipe, and even though the pipe helps it sound like it's going faster, I believe the 500 is got a little bit more snatch in it, a little bit quicker. The difference being the 400 makes about 41 to 43 horsepower. The 500 makes about 47 to 51 horsepower. And believe it or not, the 500s, they're flashing those, and you should be seeing that graphic. They're getting as high as, I think they take them from 47, 49 horsepower to 57 horsepower. These bikes make about, the 400 makes like 28 foot-pounds of torque, and the 500 makes about 31. Yeah, I think I can tell a little bit of difference. But I'll be honest with you, my butt dyno, there's not a big difference, but I think there is a little bit of a difference. And the 500, oh, what am I trying to say? Hurry it up, Ray, get it together. The 500 is the same weight, 366 pounds. They do have a TFT display. These bikes are phenomenal on resale value, especially if they haven't been down and they're low miles. And I'll tell you, the thinking behind a lot of dealers, when you buy a new bike, you've got to pay destination and setup. When you buy a used one, you don't have to. Yeah, I think that 500 was quicker. And it may be the pipe, and because it's not flashed, I better pull over here and get some gas just in case. I don't want to have to call them, because they are having a super day up at the dealership, and everybody was committed. This was the last second deal. AJ and Mike invited me up to ride it. And so neutral, let's see if we find, this is supposedly a super easy neutral to find. Oh man, it is. There's a neutral indicator. Let's hit these and see what that tells us. Mile per gallon. Make sure I'm getting that in the viewfinder. 45 miles average to the gallon. That's about right, because that's about what they get stock. 45, 46 miles a gallon. It gives you your range, gives you your temperature right there, gives your fuel gauge right there, and it tells the range. Let's hit another one here. Average, your average mile per gallon, you could reset that. Let's go up here to this one. There's trip A. This bike has 2,235 miles on it. It's got a bunch of extras. You can see the levers, the adjustable levers, shorty levers, which you can adjust them in or out to better fit where your fingers lay on them. Both sides have that. I'm going to turn this off. I'll get right back to you, and we'll take it for a little bit more of a ride. I'm going to give this thing one more chance, but there is a little bit of difference. It's not a big deal, but we'll go over some more stuff, flashing them and all that. So here we go. We'll close that cap, get rolling here, do the rest of our ride. I'll get off of it and show you the extras with it and what they're wanting for it. This holds about 3.7 gallons in the fuel tank, and they say it'll go about 200. I think it's 210 miles on a tank, which even if it was 4 gallons, let's see, 160, yeah, that's probably right. That'd be a little bit over 210, but let's get going here. Pull out the parking lot, give it a little snap. This thing red lines at 11, no, I'm sorry, 12, looks like 11,750. And these 400cc engines are basically bulletproof, man. I mean, basically bulletproof. They're easy to maneuver. It's got one single disc in the front that's 310 millimeters. It's got a 110/70/17 on the front, which is a little bit narrower tire than a super bike, like a one liter super bike. But I will tell you this, they've got a class where they race these, and man, these 400s, well, he ain't seen me do nothing, so he's got his lights on. I think we'll go the other way. I love cops, but I'm just spooked by them. When I was a kid, every time I looked at one, I got pulled over. But anyways, a lot, some people say they outgrow these, and I think what they outgrow is they want something faster on the big end. And really, I could understand that, but these things are very capable. I've been out in the twisties on my bike, and I've had 400s pass me like I was sitting still. But anyways, let's get off. I'll walk you around it. We'll do a little follow-up with it, and then we'll take it back to the dealership. I'm sure it might sell today. You can call Plano Kawasaki, put that kickstand down, got your clock, gear indicator. It's got about a 30, I think it's a 31-inch seat height. But look at this bike, man, how beautiful it is. It does have a tail tidy on it. Forgot to put my plate on it again. LED rear light, LED blinkers, that's extra. All that comes with this bike. It does have an M4 exhaust, and that thing sounds good. These are the factory tires. It's got your crash protection right here. It's got a Nissan caliper, 310 millimeter rotor. But look at this bike. This is a 2022 KRT edition, and the deal with the used bikes versus the new, if you go buy a new 500, they're like $5,800. You'll have to pay a freight and setup fee, but let me advise you on that the freight and setup fee actually brought the new 500s to less money than what they were selling the 400s for. But the beauty of this bike is you don't have to pay any freight or setup. It is used. It's got LED lights. And this bike, 2022 Ninja 400 ABS, it's got ABS, KRT, 2,200 miles, $59.91. You can give Plano Kawasaki a call at 972-422-4111. Talk to Mike or AJ or any of the salespeople. They want to do whatever they can to get you on a bike. We'll turn that high beam on. Your headlights are here, right there. Horns here, right there. Clutch lever, brake lever, your gauges. It does have an LCD part and an analog sweeping hand, which is super cool. It looks really good at night because it all lights up. Mirrors, this bike's never been over. LEDs, let's turn the high beams on. Looks just almost like the 500. But look at that front of that. Looks like a Ninja ZX6. But man, look at this. It's got crash protectors on it. Those are probably $150, $200. That pipe's probably $450 to $600. Let's see what else. Got your levers. Those are probably $60 to $150, these levers. So this was basically about probably I'm going to say a $600, $800 bike with all the stuff on it. And you don't have to pay no freight and prep. They'll finance it for you. But look how perfect this bike is. I mean, that's the factory tire. It's knee deep in rubber. Look at that. That is a beautiful bike. Well, hey, I hope y'all are liking this. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you hit that like button if you like something in this video. I do at least one first ride every week. I've got a playlist of about 40 bikes. Probably more like 50 that I've rode this year. Kawasaki, Suzuki's, Aprilia's, some Vespas. They've got all that stuff at Plano. Kawasaki, Suzuki, Aprilia, Vespa, Piaggio. They move volume. They'll do whatever it takes to get you on a bike. Anyways, enough plugging. I just love them to death. It's a family atmosphere. Thank you all for watching. You're like the best audience in the world. I love all of you, and we'll see you on the next one.